Welcome to Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
We came down here to buy a car. But while we're here, we're going to see some sights for one night. So, Lincoln Memorial, first up.
It's amazingly huge. Flabbergasted with the number of people that work on it. Obviously, it can't be slave labor. Love the speeches on the walls. No security, just completely open for people to come in. Like one courtesy road, expecting them to be good people.
Vietnam War Memorial Wall.
I think this is shorter than I expected. That's 5 times longer than I ever would have guessed.
World War II Memorial was not here when I was here as a kid, so this is new to me.
It's large.
It is.
The scale is hard to explain in a picture.
Good old Idaho. Next up is the Washington Monument. Kyle's almost as tall as the Washington Monument.
Right? I think if we frame this...
Here's the White House. 1 fence, 2 fence, 3 fence, 4 fence, 5 fences, 6, 7. There was like 8 fences between us and it. We got past 4 of them, and there's still more to go. So for those of you who don't know Kyle, this is Kyle. He's been my best friend since 15 years old or so. So 20, almost 22 years. Good long time. I'm happy to have him along on this trip with me to enjoy the experiences, to share in the driving. We've got a long drive back home coming up.
Matt gets all the scary parts and any of the parts of driving that require any kind of real good control. I get open roads.
Department of Justice.
We've got the National Archives. Inside of there, we've got the Declaration of Independence. We also have a whole bunch of other records that we should really look into. I mean, that's a pretty big building for one record.
And right here is the Navy Memorial. It's got some masts. I remember seeing this as a kid. We're walking down Pennsylvania Avenue towards the Capitol.
Right over here if you want to peek off the side.
Yeah, can't see it.
Right in fountain.
There's a few more fences here at the Capitol now that we've had insurrection and people storming the Capitol, so I seem to recall going all the way up the Capitol steps when we were kids, but can't get up there anymore. Well, we can get a little bit closer on the backside.
I can't believe how big this is. So when we were looking at the other sides of it, it didn't feel that huge. We walked around it and then hit this side. It's just big, huge, and rock. It is intimidating and gorgeous.
Massive building for sure.
And some nice cops here.
Welcome to the Supreme Court. Capitol's right behind us there. Now we've got the Supreme Court here. There's really not any security. Oh, there is a police in here.
There's one police officer over there. These guys only have cones instead of spaces. And it's just right across from the Capitol.
United Methodist Building, Supreme Court Building. This road is the separation of church and state. We came across the World War I memorial. It was recommended to come down to the Old Ebbitt Grill, the oldest bar in Washington, D.C. It's like 165 years old, so we'll check it out.
Some of the best of friends.
Absolutely.
I'm ready to eat my pork chop.
Beautiful. I've got the steak frittatas. It looks awesome. That looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, at this point.
And what's the verdict? In case you didn't hear that over the noise, it was
12:30, just finished our dinner. Ready to go back to the hotel and crash?
Yes.
Because tomorrow, it's a big day.
Buying a Honda. No,
Nice.
it's Cavalier. It was a Cavalier.
That's right.
So here we're at Matt seeing his Corvette for the first time.
here, so we're jamming. Hey, bud, can I call you back in a few minutes? I actually had a client to show up to pick up his car, so. Yeah, I'll call you back in just a few minutes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
It sound right, boys.
Alright, so we are doing Matt's first driving ever of the Corvette forward.
Let's see. Parking brake.
How do you feel about this?
There we go. Parking brake off. I feel nervous. Okay, that was, yeah. You don't have to give it any gas. You just let the clutch out and it moves just fine.
I'm gonna shit my pants.
Oh, it feels good. Heads-up display is neat.
I'm not sure if you're seeing this, but I am capped out on height.
Oh, man, yeah, you are. Well, the seats could probably move down a little bit.
Yeah, we'll play with that in a second. Not a tall person car, but gorgeous. So for the good, bad, and ugly, we are installing a radar detector. I'm going to do this in multiple steps. First thing is get this fairing piece off here, which we have gotten. I did pop it beforehand just to make sure nothing went sour before I started a video, because that'd be incriminating. Now we're removing the back of the mirror piece. Tiny screwdriver separating. I'm going to work that off. Now we're going to pull apart the power connector and insert power taps. So the last of the install journey of this radar detector required us to actually power into the constants because somebody bought way too fat of power taps. Making our first turnout on the car trip. We discovered something about having a 6'1" co-driver. This is the view. This may not work except in emergency purposes. However, here we go.
There we go. Oh, man.
We'll see if this makes the outtakes.
All right, Shenandoah National Park. Sweet Jesus, this car's awesome. That was not even full throttle. Good night.
There's a little get up and go to it.
Oh yeah. Woohoo!
Coming up on a tunnel in Shenandoah National Forest. What license plate? That Vista factory car's probably not.
Kyle's first time driving the Z06. Jeez.
That's not acceptable. My balls. That's insane. That was very little gas.
Yep, it doesn't take much.
A little harder than I meant to be there. So fucking responsive. It feels like a video game.
Feels much more real than a video game. We'll be doing this a lot this trip.
First time going on the freeway. This will be fast.
Restaurant. Call for me at any time. Can
Welcome to Dragon City Pit Stop. Just outside the tail of the Dragon. Will be our home for the evening. After, let's see, what time is it? 10:45. We've been driving for 10 hours-ish.
Not sure what to think about the hooker lights outside though. They kind of get what they're going for, but... Alright, we are entering the tail of the Dragon right now. And Matt has more information about this. However, it is a beautiful, sunny, 40 degrees outside. Fairly early morning, not expecting much traffic. Matt, what can you tell us about the tail?
Tail of the Dragon is one of the most famous roads in the United States for moto enthusiasts, both motorcycles and sports cars. And it's been on my bucket list to do this for a long time, and figured while we were over on this side of the country with the Corvette, there would be no better time to come down and drive on the Tail of the Dragon. It's 11 miles long with 300 something curves in it, and just one of the best twisty stretches of asphalt in the country.
It is going to be a beautiful one.
sweet road, all right. Might be out this morning.
Right?
Definitely gonna buy one of those if they turn out well. This road's so tight, even just going the speed limit feels excellent.
So in answer to our earlier question, no, I'll pass. That's pretty as hell.
Yeah, it is.
Get a good stop real fast. I'll get my timer started. On your mark, get set, go.
Will absolutely drive in an unsafe manner, so just stop the timer, please. It's not a good idea.
Timer stopped.
Because I will want to know how fast I can do it. Second gear tops out.
Nice. So we're going for the high score back here then. So this is not just a whole bunch of civil engineers getting drunk in the planning phase. Why do they do this?
Yeah, somebody set out to make a good road here. Is the only explanation. Well, there we go. The tail of the dragon. I certainly enjoyed myself.
Same.
Next up is the National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's about a 4-hour drive from the tail of the dragon, so headed there now.
A beautiful drive. So here we are in the middle of the highway in Tennessee. That's a train. As you can clearly see, there are no guards to keep traffic from running into it. Questionable decisions. I found a fun driving past my partner. I've been having fun with this guy down in Tennessee. He's driving nice Dodge Charger. Challenger, sorry, correctly. Yeah. Correction. Good personality. Fun to hang out with on this road trip. So as this all clears up, we're trying to video this, but also these cup holders are so amazing. They have to be held on to.
Alright, why don't you give us a countdown of like 3, 2, 1 on your fingers so
Got
we
it.
can see it.
Go! was the other side.
We made it to the National Corvette Museum, where we have Corvette parking only signs and some other Corvette friends to keep mine company. Looking forward to this. This is going to be fun.
Hand back over the back of the front seats. Down underneath that partial shelf there is one of the unique features of
completely breaks. 31 seconds from start to finish. In total, 8 vintage cars were ruined.
Those cars were our babies, and it's upsetting to have anything like this happen.
The fire department estimates that the hole is 40 feet wide and about 30 feet deep. As for the cars lying nose first in the dirt, the estimates of loss are much higher, especially for the 1 millionth Corvette that came off the assembly line.
My hunch was that the millionth Corvette is worth to someone out there at least $1 million. Even if they manage to repair these cars, they will never quite be the same as what they were.
Corvette historian Jerry Burton says many of the cars were irreplaceable.
I remember when this happened on the news, and the civil engineer in me just had to include this time lapse of the repair. Of all the places for a sinkhole to open up. Well, that was a neat experience, and so we know that the previous owner of my car was named Daniel R. Robinson because there's a customized plaque on my car, and he took museum delivery here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. The story from the dealer that I bought the car from is that Daniel had passed away, and it was his estate that sold the vehicle. That's how I came to own it. So we asked in there if they had any history on Daniel and the car that we might be able to get our hands on, and sure enough they had photos from when he was taking delivery of the car. So I'll throw those up right now on the screen, as well as a picture of the plaque that he had put on the car. So just a little bit of history that we were able to find out by coming here, and that was pretty cool.
Okay, new NASCAR 125.
I can't even read her expression. When I stare at her,
I was with Kyle driving because a pickup truck wanted to race him.
it never repeats itself.
A Ford.
A Ford, no less. The nerve of that Ford, I tell you.
that means that they should.
Did you actually capture that one?
I didn't get the beginning of it. Just right about the time you actually floored it, but not the downshift of the truck coming up.
Okay.
Yes, one moment. Here it is. Impact speed? 100 times third cosmic velocity. Is it already that high? That's a conservative figure. For the impact.
Look at that beautiful silver arch in St. Louis. On a road trip, we decided, why not? Take a small visit because we can.
Made it to St. Louis. This was as close as we were able to get to the arch. It's just walking paths from here on out. It really kind of bends your brain looking up at how big this thing is. The way it twists, it kind of almost gives you vertigo even. It's a really neat structure. Props to whatever architect and designers and engineers made this happen. So I was thinking this would just be like aluminum or stainless steel thin veneer, but it's solid. Yeah, there's no give to that. It feels like just solid metal. So very cool.
Super cool. And she's such a sweetheart.
Getting some snow tires put on to continue our journey. Monsters.
So Matt, after we got detoured onto 92, what do you think about that road?
Colorado Highway 92 was an amazing driving road. It wasn't on my radar, but that detour forced us onto it, and I'm so glad that it did. Loved it. It is taking us a long way from the Gateway Highway that we've been planning on doing, so we'll probably save that for another trip and just keep heading north on some of these twisty, rocky highways towards Wyoming. No regrets. These roads are fantastic. Corvette Road.
civilizations. And there's your picture. Luigi said,
So
nodding in the
really
darkness.
scenic. I just came over that rise.
That's
Welcome to northern Colorado. This is a thing.
Welcome to Wyoming. The roads are not paved. Okay, they're mostly paved, but this one is not. Actually, let's start again. This isn't one. Welcome to Colorado, up in the northern scrub country where we have some construction.
They told the spy that there was nothing inside except a few bodies, but considering the model displayed on the terminals, the question wasn't entirely.
Probably all you'll hear is a bunch of wrestling on the phone.
On that distant world, other invisible beings to life everlasting. For the first time in history, death itself was tall. It had just been sealed, and the white fog produced by the judge. And you did it, Schneider.
Coming into Grand Teton National Park, they all of the hotels and lodges are closed down for the season because there's snow outside. But we did find this one place that's open that's super cool, Heart 6 Ranch, and this room is just really cool, the way they decorated it. And we're pretty much the only ones here.
Yep.
They have rooms, they have food, we've got some steaks on the way, some beers to enjoy while we wait. Good night, and we're just outside of Grand Teton National Park, and so tomorrow we'll drive into that, hopefully catch the sunrise, and then Yellowstone after that. Kyle's never been to Yellowstone. Kyle's never been to Yellowstone, so this will be a first time experience for him. I'm looking forward to showing him some of the places. And in case you missed it, that's happening.
You like?
We quite literally have this entire place all to ourselves.
Pool table.
And we've got our Tennessee whiskey.
What?
From Tennessee. We donated our empty Tennessee whiskey bottles to the lodge's faux bar. All these bottles are empty, but here's ours. Saturday, getting started early before the sun's even up. Couldn't see the view from the lodge last night, but it's a pretty spot. I don't know if we mentioned it last night, but we also got informed by the staff here that the southern entrance to Yellowstone is closed because of the amount of snow, and also many of the attractions are closed, and many of the roads within the park are closed, and so Yellowstone is a bust because it would be like a 5-hour detour to go around and get into it. So I guess we're not doing Yellowstone, and that's unfortunate. Kyle was really looking forward to it. We're just gonna head for home instead.
That's a shitload of milk.
Was utterly amazed by the technology level of this age. Luoji ignored them all. He held the switch to the gravitational wave broadcast system.
After 13 hours of driving, we made it home.
This is my uncle's car, my fake uncle, and I want to hear him rev again. It's going to be very loud. I'm catching me some.
Alright, you ready?
Very loud, I agree.
So how do you like your new Corvette?